class. This is Mrs. Troxel, and we are going to be working in reading today. And the one thing that I want to talk to you about today is the way a story is written from beginning and what happens in the middle and then at the end. And it's called sequencing a story. And so we're going to learn how to sequence by focusing on the beginning, which is the first thing that happens in the story. The middle is what happens next. So what happens in the middle or the second part of the story. And then the ending means the very last thing that happens in the story. How is the story concluded with? And so today I'm so excited. We're going to read a Bella and Rosie book, and I know you love Bella and Rosie. They are going to get lost in the woods. That is the title of our story, Lost in the Woods. And so I'm going to read, and I want you to watch what I do and kind of the questions that I ask myself as I'm reading the story to try to understand what happens at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Lost in the woods. "Let's go for a walk," said Bella. "Come on, Rosie, let's walk in the woods." Kind of wondering what's going to happen if they go for a walk in the woods. There's a chance that they may not wander off and get lost. So Bella went into the woods and Rosie went too. So the first thing that happens in the story is they're going into the woods. That's the beginning of our story. They walked and walked. "Bella, where are we?" said Rosie. "Are we lost?" "Oh no," said Bella, "we're not lost. We're in the woods." Rosie looked all around. "We are lost," she said. "We are lost. I am hungry." "Rosie, we are not lost. Come on, Bella." So now I think they're not only lost, but then they're hungry. So now we've got a dog that's hungry and lost, and that's what's happening in the middle of our story. That's kind of the conflict or the problem in our story. So, oh dear, said Rosie. "We are lost. We are lost." "Rosie, we can't be lost," said Bella. "We are dogs, and dogs can't get lost," said Bella. Well, I'm really excited that Bella has so much confidence that they're not lost. I think Rosie is feeling a little scared. "So see, here is the road," said Bella. "I am going home and staying home," said Rosie. So the end of my story, they ended up finding the road and finding their way back home. And so everything ended up being good in the end. So now I want you guys let's discuss what you think happened at the beginning of our story. And so at the beginning of our story, what did I say happened at the beginning? Let me open it up and see if some of our pictures will help you. So here we are at the beginning of our story. And what happened? Lexi, can you tell me what happened at the beginning of our story? That's right. They decided to go for a walk in the woods. Very, very good. So can somebody tell me what happens once they get into the woods? Do they have a good time in the woods? Cohen, what did you think? You are right. Rosie got hungry and she was lost. And Bella never really believed they were lost, but Rosie felt they were lost in the woods. And so what happens at the very end of our story? The very end. Bella, what happened with Bella? Jaden. That's right. Bella found the road and it led right back to their home. And so they weren't lost anymore, were they? They found their way home. Very good. All right, so that would be my I do in the story, showing and modeling what I'm thinking while I'm reading. And then the we do is we kind of went through the book again together, sharing what was the beginning, the middle, and the end. And then the you do that I have is for the students to work. I would have this up and for them to be able to write in it in a PDF format. And it's where we would put the title of our story is Lost in the Woods. And then we would write what happened at the beginning together so that they would have an understanding of how I want this to look. And so we would write in the beginning, Rosie and Bella went into the woods. And then the middle section, I would let them fill out the middle and the end for their you do part of the story. And then I would have them, I would look at their papers after it was completed. If I felt we had some that were still struggling with this concept, I would ask to possibly have a separate meeting with them in a smaller group setting or an individual lesson so that we could go over it again in a different way so that maybe I could touch on their specific learning style that they needed to understand this concept a little bit better. Thank you.